Hi, welcome to the market alert for Wednesday, the 12th of March 2025. So sell-off doesn't concern me. Market chaos continues as Trump touts tariffs and truces. I don't see a recession at all. That's Trump. Well, I beg to differ on that one. And what we're talking about is truces and imposing these tariffs. This is the BBC. Trump yesterday halts plan for 50% steel and aluminium tariffs. He's still going for 25%. Now, I think if I read that correctly, yeah, as it says there, tariffs are 25% still going ahead and will take effect from today. Yeah, this is utter madness, as I've said before. I don't understand this tariff situation at all. All it's going to do is create inflation and recession. But there you go. US stock indices mostly declined in choppy trade with the attention on tariffs and Russia-Ukraine ceasefire proposal. There was something signed on that yesterday, but Putin's got to agree before it all gets cast in stone, as it were. Stocks chopped to Trump tariff and Russia-Ukraine ceasefire proposal. Markets focus today is also going to be on the ECB President Lagarde speaking. Now, if you're not aware of this, the other day she announced that they're bringing in digital euros from October, central bank digital currencies, which will monitor everything you do as far as your spending habits are concerned. Any use of the CBDCs, you will also, like I say, be tracked, even if you sell stuff on Facebook and the like. And it's a very sinister thing. The UK are looking at the same thing as well. If you have a look at the Bank of England digital currency website, you will see that as well. But I will put the link to the video for these central bank digital currencies. It's definitely a dystopian tiptoe. Well, it's not actually a tiptoe, is it, to dystopia anymore? It's more like a sprint, because she said in the article that she wants to accelerate the introduction of central bank digital currencies. Does she know something big's coming down the line that we don't know or are aware of? So have a look at the video, because it's well worth seeing what is actually coming in, and also the ability to actually program these currencies as well. So not only will your money be monitored and your spending habits, but the currency will actually be programmable. So it could disappear. It could stop you buying different things. Very, very sinister thing. The totalitarian tiptoe is now a sprint to get this introduced. But back to more prosaic matters. We've got CPI from the US today at 130. Forecast to show a decline according to these numbers here. So let's see what happens at 130. In fact, it won't be 130. It will be 12:30, Keith, because we've gone back an hour. So 12:30, not 130 there. Right, let's have a look at the market chaos continuing from yesterday and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, we're heading down at the moment towards the 40,000 level, having had a peak. We just grab one of these and have a look at the all-time high. So in the region of 45,000, so the Dow certainly taking a bit of a pound in there, nearly $5,000. Well, certainly 4,000 at the moment, obviously down to this level. But it doesn't seem to be an end to it at the moment. And when it doesn't seem to be an end to it, that's when it generally ends. I think once the peace deal is finally sorted, we'll see the market move backward. At the moment, we're certainly not seeing that. And yesterday, again, when we got to the opening of the cash market, so we can see this selling off. But towards the close, either the plunge protection team entered the market, or it just subsided slightly there. But the market sideways overnight. It's below the DP and the 50 EMA. It needs to be back above these if prices are to move back to the upside. And in the German DAX, from this demand here all the way to the all-time high and back, the market has now retraced 89%. Very light volume for yesterday compared to the previous days, and we're seeing a bit of a bounce there as well on the overnight. Again, yesterday afternoon the decline occurred with the opening of the US cash markets there at 130. Markets then moving up with the US in the evening, and then overnight the market is currently above the DP and close. Could see a bit of a move to the upside this morning for this market until we get those CPI numbers. As for the S&P 500, let's have a look at the weekly charts. It's easy to see these declines once we get into these sort of levels. You can see they're down at 78% retracement at the moment in the weekly chart. Daily chart, again, we're seeing prices obviously moving lower there. And then if we look in more detail, we can see, again, it was the opening at 12.30, moving the markets lower, but a full recovery there before the close. And then the sell-off just after, and the market now sideways at the DP level as well. So it looks like the market's starting to think, hang on a minute, can we stop this from declining? And then buying back the markets at the close of trade. Unless it's the shorts getting back in, of course, which would mean a switch of positions. And if you close a short, you have to buy, which brings the market back. Meanwhile, in the FT100, we're at 78, 89% retracement. And there you can see the sort of climactic volume as well. Looks like we're getting a bit of a hold there. So Starmer may see a bit of a boost today to the market. More so for Rachel in accounts, who wants to see the market back at the highs, so she can justify that what she's doing is fine because the markets like it, not realising there's a complete disconnect between the markets now and whatever the Chancellor does. Those days are long gone. And market sideways overnight as much as the others, and trying to get back above that DP and 50 EMA there. And in the US dollar, finding a bit of support overnight, broke the 103 yesterday, but is just bouncing back slightly there at the moment. So let's have a look at the impact on the metals. Well, yesterday silver was allowed to move up. I think that was more so on the 50% tariff than anything else, but yes, it moved higher. But overnight, again, you can see now that Trump has changed his mind from 50 to 25. Expect a straight reversal on the silver price today. Be a bit different for gold, but silver, you can expect that. So we moved up. We had a bit of a sideways at 130, and then tariff was announced. Market moving up, but already we're starting to see prices consolidate, and don't be surprised, like I say, if they actually move these back down to yesterday's low. In the gold market, also obviously a positive for yesterday. The more of these tariffs take effect, the more you're going to see the price of gold moving to the upside as well. 30-minute charts, again, you see the spike up, and then the market is sideways. But with that announcement of cutting it by 50%, I mean, what an absolute moron this man is. I mean, how can you actually make an announcement that you're going to put on tariffs of 50% and then drop it 25%? Is this to give them warning that actually, I'm going to put 50 on, but we'll make it 25 at the moment? Is this a negotiating tactic that I'm not aware of? So they've got room to they've already laid the ground and preempted that they can increase by another 25% if the trade wars escalate, and they'll just keep ramping it up. We said, well, we're going to give you 50, we'll give you a discount at the moment of 25%. So all very strange and weird. Right, so have a look at the gold-silver ratio. So this was allowed to move yesterday to the the downside, but already starting to make its way back up towards that 92 area. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case at all. I don't think there's any tariffs on silver from Mexico yet. I haven't seen anything, and I'm sure if there was 25% or more, surely the price of silver would move to the upside. We're currently at 89 for the gold-silver ratio. We know that the average is 40, so we're miles away yet from the silver price being allowed to move freely. Right, let's have a look at the market activity yesterday for the German DAX 2-minute chart. So we kicked off in the morning with, again, massive moves in the pre-market session. I mean, that's 40 points where the market was allowed to move, and it just went a bit quieter as we headed into the cash market there. So we opened up and we moved down to the 200 MA. You can see the buying coming into the market just there, off that 200 MA, and then market stalling at 18. You can see that's an 89% retracement as well, down, back up, and then back down. And then we can see this retracement here is about 78 as well. And then we move back up to 100%, trade sideways, very, very quiet, and then a bit of selling there. Market tries to move higher. There's a buy signal there that wasn't filled. Let's move it back up a bit so that we can see that. There it is. And then prices moving down for one sell trade there, and then a second one down to the DP, and then we continue just in a sideways range to lower once prices broke, and then the Dow obviously opening, and the S&P more pressure on the downside, market moving down there, as you can see, just one long continuation move to the downside before prices made their way back up in the early part of the afternoon, or the later part of the afternoon at 4, and then into the evening, where you see prices being brought back because of those bounces, or the plunge protection team coming to the aid of the stock market before the close in the last half an hour of the session. So finally, market fairly quiet at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what happens at 7 a.m. to see if we get any 100-point moves in the pre-cash market trade at 8 a.m. That's about as much as I can say at the moment, because that's where a lot of activity is taking place at the moment. You can see we've got a huge range at the moment as well. Currently to the upside, that's 100, 200, 300 points to the upside, and 100, 200, 300 to the low as well. So certainly we'd expect that as we're at the DP area. 200 MA needs to hold as well. So at the moment, not a lot to report there, fairly quiet in a range. Let's see what happens at 7 a.m. Right, that's it for this one. Have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the